2:12 a.m. August 21st, 2025. The western highlands of Jalisco, Mexico, lie beneath a heavy sky. The mountains are dark. Small villages sleep in the valleys, but beyond those villages, on a rugged dirt road carved through the hills, a storm of steel is rolling north. The CJNG Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generación, Mexico's most violent cartel, known for armored convoys, heavy weapons, and a willingness to fight battles like a military force. Tonight, they are moving in strength. 47 vehicles, a mix of armored pickups, cargo trucks, and even stolen military transports. Their headlights cut through the night, beams stretching into clouds of dust. Mounted on the truck beds are 50 caliber Browning machine guns, belt-fed PKMs, and grenade launchers welded to steel frames. One flatbed carries a crude armored turret, a cartel-built narco tank, bristling with improvised armor plates. Inside the convoy ride, nearly 200 cartel sicarios. Young men with tattoos, body armor, night vision goggles, and assault rifles. They laugh, shout into radios, and raise their weapons into the air as the trucks rumble forward. The convoy's mission is bold: cut across Jalisco, bypass Mexican army checkpoints, and deliver tons of drugs and weapons toward the northern border. But there is more than cargo here. Intelligence suggests CJNG is testing its strength, daring to operate like a real army in open defiance. Their leader, known only as El Phoenix, rides in the middle of the convoy, inside a black armored SUV. He believes no one can stop him, but he is wrong. Because waiting in the shadows, the United States has been watching. For weeks, drones and satellites have tracked the CJNG. Every movement, every meeting, every convoy. The Pentagon has ordered a direct response: intercept, destroy, and dismantle the operation before it reaches the north. For the first time in decades, American ground forces have been authorized to engage a cartel deep inside Mexico. Tonight, 3,500 US troops, Marines, Navy special operators, and Army mechanized units move into position. They are spread across a 20-mile stretch of desert highway ahead of the convoy. Some lie in ambush on the ridges, weapons trained. Others drive armored striker vehicles into blocking positions. Overhead, MQ-9 Reaper drones circle silently. And at high altitude, 2 F-35s and a Navy E-2D Hawkeye maintain constant watch, their radars painting every vehicle in the convoy. The trap is set. 2:28 a.m. The convoy enters the kill zone. The lead trucks speed ahead, confident, radios buzzing with chatter. In the command center in San Diego, officers nod as each red marker crosses the digital line on the map. A voice crackles through encrypted comms. "Convoy is inside. Hold fire until fully committed." The cartel believes the night belongs to them, but above, invisible in the clouds, US jets lock their targeting systems. At 2:34 a.m., the first strike comes. From the sky, a missile tears downward, slamming into the convoy's lead truck. The explosion lights up the desert, fire bursting across the road. The shockwave echoes off the mountains. The convoy halts in confusion. Gunmen leap from vehicles, shouting, scrambling for cover. Radios scream with panic. Before they can regroup, a second missile slams into the rear of the column, trapping the convoy between walls of fire. The CJNG has nowhere to run. And then, the ground erupts. From the ridges above, US Marines open fire. Dozens of heavy machine guns thunder at once, tracer rounds cutting red lines through the darkness. The canyon flashes with light as artillery strikes fall, smashing trucks into burning wrecks. The battle has begun. For the next hour, the desert becomes a war zone. Cartel gunmen pour out of vehicles, firing blindly into the night. Muzzle flashes spark along the road as AK-47s and 50 caliber guns return fire. But the US response is overwhelming. From the cliffs, Marines with javelin launchers fire precision missiles into armored trucks, blowing them apart in showers of flames. Navy SEAL snipers pick off cartel commanders one by one, their shots invisible, their targets dropping before they even know they've been hit. The convoy tries to push forward, forcing its way through the kill zone. A narco tank lurches ahead, its improvised armor shielding the men inside. The gun turret opens fire, spraying hundreds of rounds at the ridges. But an FA-18 dives from the sky, releasing a precision bomb that turns the tank into a molten crater. The shockwave knocks men off their feet. By 3 a.m., the battle stretches for miles. The convoy is broken into pieces. Some trucks burn in the road, others scatter into the desert. Groups of cartel fighters dig into ditches, turning the landscape into pockets of resistance. The Americans respond with coordinated strikes. Drones drop Hellfire missiles with pinpoint accuracy. Apache helicopters rake the ground with rockets, their rotors thundering through the night. But the cartel does not break easily. At 3:20 a.m., CJNG fighters launch a desperate counterattack. RPGs streak toward Marine positions, exploding across the ridges. A Striker armored vehicle takes a direct hit, its side scarred with fire. Marines return fire instantly, shredding the attackers with mounted 50 cals. In the confusion, a group of cartel gunmen charges across open ground, screaming war cries, trying to overrun a US position. They make it halfway before being cut down in a storm of bullets. For every strike the US delivers, the cartel fights back with fury. This is not a gang retreating. This is a private army trying to prove its strength. By 4 a.m., the battle has lasted nearly 2 hours. Smoke and fire choke the canyon. The ground shakes with constant explosions. The convoy is nearly destroyed, but the survivors rally around El Fenix, who orders his men to hold at all costs. He believes reinforcements will come, but instead, more US forces arrive. From the south, an entire column of Marine infantry pushes forward. Strikers and Humvees roll across the desert, headlights blacked out, engines rumbling. Over 1,000 troops join the fight, flanking the convoy from both sides. The cartel is encircled. By 4:30 a.m., artillery strikes begin to pound the valley. Precision rounds rain down, smashing every strongpoint the cartel builds. The convoy is reduced to wreckage. Trucks burn like torches in the night. The road is littered with bodies, weapons, and shattered steel. The Americans keep advancing. SEAL teams clear vehicle by vehicle, dragging survivors out, cuffing them, searching for intel. DEA agents embedded with the force begin cataloguing seized cargo. Meth, cocaine, fentanyl, crates stacked high, enough to poison entire cities. But the battle is not over. At 5:10 a.m., a pocket of resistance erupts near the center of the convoy. A group of 40 cartel gunmen barricade themselves behind 3 trucks, unleashing a storm of gunfire. Tracers streak through the smoke. Marines pinned down behind rocks call for air support. Moments later, the sky answers. A US AC-130 gunship circles overhead, its cannons roaring. 30mm rounds rain down like hail, tearing through the barricade. The trucks explode one by one. The survivors scatter into the desert, only to be cut down by drones circling above. By dawn, the 5-hour battle is over. The convoy is gone. 47 vehicles destroyed, nearly 160 cartel gunmen dead, dozens more captured. El Fenix himself dragged from the wreckage of his SUV, hands bound, face bloodied, his legend shattered. The battlefield is a graveyard of steel. Burned trucks, blackened weapons, bodies scattered across the desert road. The sun rises over a landscape transformed by war, smoke drifting upward into a pale sky. US troops stand in silence, their uniforms stained with dust and sweat, their weapons still warm from hours of battle. At 7:30 a.m., helicopters thunder in. Black Hawks and Chinooks descend, lifting captured men, seized cargo, and wounded Marines. News spreads within hours. Headlines around the world flash the story. Mexico is stunned. The CJNG, once untouchable, has been broken in one night. The cartel's show of force has turned into its greatest humiliation. Their myth of power shattered by overwhelming US firepower. For Washington, The message is clear. America will not tolerate cartels acting like armies. And if they march into battle, the United States will answer like it's a war. For the men who fought that night, the memory will never fade. The thunder of jets, the blaze of gunfire, the endless roar of battle echoing for hours in the desert, the 5-hour war that shook Mexico.